Look at this beaut. Thus proving the importance of using a level when constructing pump houses. And if you were a salvage geek, there's a lot of Romex in there. Just a bunch of junk. Here's the host cabin, very neglected. Former stairway down to the water. Welcome to an edition of Little Rotten Cabin in the Woods. It's a shame, man. Probably said it 10 times in this little flip camera episode. Here we go. What looks quaint from the outside is a nightmare within. It's right next to this cool cabin here too that we're going to feature in an upcoming edition of Tiny Yellow House. Here's the back side of it. But yeah, these two cabins, they're neighbors. If I pivot around here as well, another cabin there you can't really see. And a garage slash, I've been in here before, nothing to rave about, more decayed debris. But one side of this here, the side with the window and the door, is a guest bunkhouse. There's like 4 different bunk beds in there, or 2 bunk beds, 4 beds. Falling apart as well, rotting. Harboring animals, that's about it. Once upon a time, probably a cool little porch there that was enjoyed by, I was going to say many people, but it's tiny. But now it's just a wreck. It's actually a huge shame. Here's a long since abandoned, I guess the owners who live far away refused to even sell it, but a cottage has been abandoned, lakefront, here in China, Maine. The story gets sadder as we move inside. The key in these rundown houses is not to fall through the floor. Look at this, jeez. Asbestos city, city, city. Here's a beautiful fieldstone fireplace. It's actually tearing away from the side of the building, leaving this giant exposed hole. So I'm sure there's all sorts of raccoons and squirrel and birds living up in the attic right now. Once a beautiful hardwood floor, furniture left behind. Here's a bunch of junk. A bottle of, I don't even know if I want to touch this, it's still full. Apricot brandy. Ugh. Give you $10 if you take a sip. No thanks. Look at this old vintage General Electric range. I mean, everything's just been left behind. From what I understand from the neighbors, a lot of stuff's been looted. Almond and wine, more booze, it's all intact and full. It's like something straight out of Mad Max, some apocalyptic shot where people just took off and left. Yeah, Colony Chablis, I don't know what the year is, I can't see. Untouched, unopened. I'm surprised like college age kids haven't come by and drank all this. Even they are smart enough to know. There's a little attic shot up there. You can see someone's been messing around up there. It's open. The creepy toilet. Could shoot a cool horror movie in here. I mean, my flip camera has its limitations. There's not much light in here. But it's really a cool cabin. I'm sure it was back in the day. Some squirrel mess. I mean, just the walls are pretty nice actually. All this beadboard here. Even in terms of just salvage material, it's a shame this building just rotting apart. Look at this, the floor. Bunk beds and everything. I don't want to fall through the floor here as the floor is creaking apart. Bunk beds and everything just left behind. Those bunks are actually pretty nice if you cleaned them up. What a waste. it's kind of drying. Sharon, once upon a time, is probably a great place to grow up and spend your summers in these cabins. Now forgotten. Yeah, I won't show you that. There's a dead animal on the ground. You don't need to see that. Like curtains, everything left behind, dresser. Just bizarre. Former bathroom. I ain't going in there. Look at the door jambs rotting apart. Hole in the ceiling. Again, some of this wood's actually still perfectly good. Obviously not that spot. Sorry about the shaky camera work. Old busted hot water heater. Brings a tear to me eye. Seriously, I want to salvage half this stuff, but it's not mine, so I'm not gonna. There's even copper piping everywhere. It's, like I said, it's a waste. The whole cabin is actually just rotting out and dropping. You can't really get a sense for it here in the video, but the whole cabin's just kind of racking to the side. It's really uneven. The floor is sloping pretty, like a 1 in 12 slope. It's like 6-panel pine doors, maybe even oak everywhere too. Just sitting here, they too will eventually rot into nothing. You don't see many of these outlets anymore. Like an old conch shell worked into the masonry. Little altar space where they put the sacrificed heads. Still some logs in the fire. Neighbor said this place hasn't been used in like long time. Wood just rotting apart here.